In this video, I'm going to talk about the linear rule, also known as the linear rule for derivatives. And it says, for any linear function, f of x equals mx plus b, notice that's actually slope-intercept form, where m and b are just any number I want, then the derivative of f of x is f prime of x equals m. Now, that means it's going to be whatever number is next to this x by itself. So I'm going to kind of go over this in a very concrete example so you can see what I'm talking about with some numbers. So in my example, it says find the derivative of the linear function f of x equals 3x plus 7. Well, in this case, if I look carefully, the form is mx plus b. And so my slope of this linear equation is 3, and that's also my derivative. Now, I'm going to kind of go into this for just a second with a geometric explanation first, and then I'll talk about how to prove this, again, using some of our calculus skills. So let's start off. The slope of the line is always represented by the letter m. Since the derivative measures the slope, then the derivative is also going to be m, regardless of whatever number that may be. And the same idea kind of works even if this was, again, a constant function, because I could write a constant function as f of x equals 0x plus 5. And in that case, again, the slope is just 0, so my derivative is 0. So that kind of goes back and re-explains the constant rule again. But so now that I've kind of got this handled and hopefully a better idea of what the linear rule says is the answer is just the slope, I can prove that using the same method I did before, which is if I want to find the derivative, let's use the derivative formula. So the limit as h goes to 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. So I'm going to plug in x plus h where x is, and that's going to be the first thing I do. So m times x plus h plus b. Now that's the first part. That's f of x plus h. And now I'm going to subtract my original function, which is mx plus b, all divided by h. Now I'm going to distribute the m, and I'll do it in pink, this m to this x and h, okay? So that will give me the limit as h goes to 0 of mx plus mh plus b. And I'm also going to go ahead and distribute the minus sign here, so minus mx minus b. And just like when we did these problems before, this mx minus mx will cancel. This positive b minus b will cancel. And I'm left over with the limit as h goes to 0 of mh divided by h. So those h's will also cancel. And the final answer is going to be the limit as h goes to 0 of m. Well, there's no h's left over, so my answer is just m, whatever that number is. Again, the whole purpose of this is just to prove my point that if I have any linear equation, the derivative is the same thing as the slope.